Hello everyone, welcome to Strap Essential Tutorial Series. In our previous lesson, we have done modal analysis of the structure. In this lesson, we will learn how to do seismic analysis. So after completing the modal analysis, you will be in the Dynamics tab. Here you will find the seismic analysis option. So click on seismic analysis and go to method for combining modes. Here you have two options, SRSS and CQC method for mode combination. You can select anyone as per your requirement. If you want to know more about this method, you can read IS 1893-2016. Now, always check this option, which is always add missing mass correction to the combinations. That means, if there is any mass missing in your mode shapes, it will calculate the missing mass automatically and it will incorporate the mass in your seismic calculation. Now click on OK. Click on seismic analysis again. Here you will be having the edit spectra file. Here as default spectra we are having average El Centro 1940 earthquake spectra. If you want to make any change in the spectra, you can click on revise, and if you want to add your own spectra, you can click on add. Here for time being I am using the default response spectra, which is El Centro 1940 earthquake spectra. Now click on add. Go to seismic analysis again and parameters. The same parameter option you will find in your right hand side corner. So click on parameters and select the code as IS 1893-2016. Here we are going to consider all the 15 modes for the calculation of seismic force. The direction I will be selecting as X1. Soil type I will be taking as medium soil. Importance factor 1 and response reduction factor 5. The seismic zone factor I am taking it as 0.36. All these parameters you can get from IS 1893-2016. Now we have two options. One is no scaling, another one is scaling 100%. No scaling will give you only the dynamic base shear. And if you click on scaling 100%, it will calculate the static base shear automatically and it will scale up the dynamic base shear up to the static base shear as per the requirement which is mentioned in the code IS 1893-2016. Here you can put the time period value by your own, but as the default value you will be having the time period of your first mode. So first of all I am taking the no scaling option and click on OK. Here another option you have, click on seismic analysis and story calculations. From this story calculation you can select how many number of mode shapes you want, whether you want to calculate the total drift or drift in earthquake direction, total shear or shear in earthquake direction, and whatever drift calculation you want, whether it is the average drift of all nodes, drift at mass center, or maximum drift of all nodes. So I am taking the maximum drift of all nodes here. Click on OK and exit. Now click on update results. Here you can see you can consider the number of modes. I am taking 1 to 15 and it will be CQC in direction X1. Click on OK and it will update the seismic result. Now go to display table and if you see the display modal results, click on OK. Here you can see the CQC result, it is showing you 1168.88. So this is nothing but the base shear of your dynamic load. Now let's close it. Let's go to parameters again and click on scaling 100%. And let me change this time period value as per the formula, which is 0.09 h root under d, and let's take this time period value for x1 direction as 0.241. Click on OK and update the results again. Again I want to take all the 15 modes and OK. I want to replace this, so click on replace. Now if you see the display table, display model results, you can see there is a major change in the CQC result. Previously it was 1168, now it is 1680.25. That means this is my static base shear, and the software has calculated the static base shear and it has scaled up the dynamic base shear up to the static base shear. Now let's close it and define for the other direction also. I have already defined and analyzed for the x2 direction. Now you can click on display table again, display model results, and you can see now we are having the result for direction x2, and we are having the base shear as 1680 for the x2 direction as well. Now let's close. Now if you go to loads and existing loads, you can see the two load cases for direction x2 and direction x1 is already added here. If you go to results and draw results, let's go to displacements, and displacements due to CQC direction x1 dashed. Okay, you can see the result here. If you change it to x1 direction only, then you will be having the deformed shape for x1 direction. Let's change it to x2 and the global direction to x2. You can check the deformed shape for the x2 direction. So this is how we can analyze the structure considering the seismic force, and we can put all the parameters as per the code which we are using. In our next lesson, we will learn how to consider the eccentricity, which is nothing but the design eccentricity on the structure to calculate the seismic force. So this is it for today. Thank you.